Ah, my esteemed patrons. Dominic greets you at the door of the Town Records building. I cannot thank you enough for securing the support of Councilman Greymare. He leads you through the half-filled shelves of books towards a small room in the back of the building. When I heard the good news, I immediately got to work and continued my writing. Dominic sits down at a large table in the room, his books sitting before him. He gestures you towards chairs as well. It still needs more detail, more research, but I'm proud of it so far. Why don't you take a look at what I have? Please, read. Nestled in the calm waters of Merchant's Bay, Gloomhaven was founded over 300 years ago as a harbor for trade ships traveling across the Misty Sea. Though newer than most human settlements, it expanded rapidly because of its importance as a hub of commerce for humans and other races. Gloomhaven is integral to the human economy because it rests in the only viable spot on the eastern coastline for harboring large amounts of ships. That the town is still under military rule causes no end of aggravation to merchants across the continent. All imports and exports are heavily taxed. The simple truth of the matter is that Gloomhaven is still a vastly dangerous city. Where other settlements have grown far safer over the course of human expansion, Gloomhaven seems to only grow more unsafe, despite countless efforts to tame the surrounding wilds. It is almost as if there is a dark presence outside the walls, bent on tearing apart the city and its citizens. Of course, not all share this opinion. Some merchants believe that the military is actively encouraging the dangerous elements beyond the walls, inciting tribes of vermlings to attack the city, for instance, to remind everyone that the military is necessary for Gloomhaven's survival. It may be a cynical view, but with the Merchants' Revolution toppling every other military government across the continent, it's hard to deny that the military only remains in power in Gloomhaven because of the persistent outside threats. Dominic wrings his hands. I know, maybe you were expecting more, but I assure you this is just the beginning. In my research, I've found a number of sources that allude to the Demon War, the war between humans and the Valraths to the south that occurred hundreds of years ago, to be one of the central causes that led to the founding of Gloomhaven. But the whole thing just doesn't make much sense to me. Dominic begins to stroke his beard. I mean, this war happened long before Gloomhaven ever existed, so I just don't see the connection. But I must find out. There's a much deeper story to all of this, and the Demon War has to be the key. I've requested some books from the Southern Valrath libraries that I hope might shed some light on the matter, but we currently don't have the funds to transport them. We don't have the funds for much, really. Dominic stands from the table and walks you back towards the door. Just to keep doing what you're doing, and I'm sure some money will trickle down to me eventually.
Add City Event 80 to the deck of City Events.